Okay, so this is a slightly different than normal video, considering how recently it's just been a whole lot of random fucking videos thrown at your face because this channel is a mess, but that's besides the point. It doesn't really matter, you know, whatever happens. But, so this is actually going back from a while ago where I did a rant video on the League of Legends game. And then I mostly just talked about, like, random problems I had, and honestly I had a good comments and such. Criticism, that's the word I'm looking for. Good criticism back and people's opinions on everything that I was saying, and I honestly really liked it. So I wanted to say some stuff with Legends of Runeterra. Now, the problem with Legends of Runeterra is that this is a card game. So, like, honestly, card games you're going to kind of expect to be even a little bit more broken than League of Legends. But, see, my biggest problem is the complete in-fucking balance when it comes to cards and their regions. Because there are regions that are broken as fuck and just have some of the most ridiculous fucking cards I can possibly think of. And then there are other regions, like my favorite region, that has a few. It has a few. Like the fucking Viego. Viego, after you evolve him, can pull some motherfucking shit. He can do some crazy things. And same with him, like his encroaching mist that just keeps on popping up. Can do some crazy fucking things. But for the most part, there really isn't anything that's that broken. Like most of the stuff is kind of run of the mill. Nothing too insane. Can activate a lot of nightfalls. Like, even his lower dragon, like, they're either gonna have to hit his fucking Nexus or strike an ally. Like, I understand each region has their own theme, and obviously the Shadow Isles, being just an anti-death world, their thing is all about death. And, okay, kill an ally to do this, kill an ally to do that, last breath to do this, make ephemeral over here. Kill an ally to do this. Everything is about killing something or draining something. That's like the whole point is like resurrect the dead. You can't die. Like here's another card that I like. This is honestly my favorite card in the entire game is the Undying. I love it. It has gigantic flaws, and anyone who I would say thinks it is just purely broken, it is not far from right, but is not right. No, it can't block. You big ass fucking letters can't block, and it can be easily countered from anyone in Ionia or Targon. Because if you're in Ionia, then you can just recall it. You know what happens when you recall a Can't Dying? He loses all of his bonus stats. So let's say you recall him round 9. I summon him round 3 because of 3 mana. I've killed him every single round. He now has like 8 attack on round 9. Actually, no, I don't think it'd be that high. But let's just say, for whatever fucking reason, he has 8 attack. You recall him, you throw him back out. He's still a 3 cost, but he's back to 2 and 2, and I now have to re-kill him like 7 times. So, no, it is not a pleasant experience. And then there's the fact of a silence from Targon. You can silence him, which will take away his last breath, and then kill him. Now, I have had people silence him and then not kill him, and that's just stupid, because then he just doesn't care. I just don't kill him for that round. And then bam. But you silence him and kill him, he's gone forever. Or you could obliterate him. And there are places that can just obliterate enemies too. And then like there's some random shit like this card fucks. But yet again, this is another card that it only has 4 health. 4 health is not a lot. So it can easily be murdered. And it's a 5 cost with 2 attack. So you're definitely going to attack with this fucker. And you're definitely just going to block with him. And 4 attack isn't all that, or 4 block is not that much. There are a few other random good cards, like I can take an ally, but it's only for a round. And shit like this, where like every time a Commander Lodros dies, he just comes back, and the Harrowing. Like the Ruination, I can sort of see how people would consider that overpowered because it does kill everything. But remember, that kills my units too. Now generally that means, because in the Shadow Isles, it's kind of a good thing if my units die, because it's probably what I wanted anyway. But more often than not, I kind of want those units for something. But the harrowing, where it does bring back all your strongest, like the 6 strongest allies that died this game, but it grants them ephemeral. So that one round, you have those units. So let's say you use this card because they have a full board of 6 units, and you don't have any units to block. You use this card, you now have 6 units to block their attacks, okay? Then they just don't attack. Oh, now it's your turn. Oh, all your units are dead. They're gone. Now, I guess you could still try to pull something out of your ass, but at the same time, for the vast majority of it, there's just very little strength in the Shadow Isles. Like, the strength is how much can you kill me as I kill me that slowly kills you. Like, even most of their champions, I wouldn't say are that crazy. Like, Thresh requires you to have a stronger another champion. Now, yeah, you could do something like a Shadow Isles and Mount Targon and, like, pull a fucking free Aurelion Soul. That'd be kind of cool. But Thresh on his own can't do shit. Okay, grant an enemy vulnerable. Even, like, the other shit. You have to have, like, other fearsome allies. Maokai tossing shit. Elise really isn't all that strong, and the only way to make her strong is if you have a only spider deck, and a spider deck is nothing. Spider deck is not that good. It's okay, I've bet against them, and like I've had a little bit of trouble, but yet again, it's kind of like Hecarim, where just kill Elise and it's done. Like, same thing with Hecarim. Like, yeah, cool, he increases all of the Ephemeral's attack by 3. He can fuck someone up with that. But then if you kill Hecarim, they all drop right back down to 2. It doesn't matter how many ephemeral units you have, their attack is going to immediately be lowered. So it's really nothing that insane. Okay, let's get to another area that I really don't think is broken, is Bilgewater. Bilgewater is just the weirdest fucking place ever. In my opinion. Like, you can have Nautilus and just get to 13 fucking attack and just destroy someone, or you could just have some little fizz that's just gonna keep punching you after you use spells. But they're just such a hosh-posh of shit, honestly. Like, oh, I deal damage to myself to be in healing decks. Like, oh, I plunder decks. Oh, I need a powder keg. Lurk decks. Like, they have a lot of different random fuckery. And, like, honestly, I don't even know, like, what the main goal... Like, I would say every region has some sort of main goal. Like, as I said with the Shadow Isles, it's to kill. Whether you're killing your own units or the enemy units, it's to kill. But then I don't know what the fuck theirs is, because it's just weird. Like, sometimes it's you want to lurk, sometimes you want to blow up powder cake, sometimes you want to heal, sometimes you want to just yeah, it's just a random shit from a lot of different places. The slot bot is fucking stupid as fuck. I don't care what anyone has to say. This card's fucking broken. This card, broken. Because yeah, shuffling the stats, not okay. It's just not. I've had some, like, slot bots swap stats, and I just stare at him like, how am I supposed to do anything about that? I had a slot bot get so much health several rounds straight to where I tried to kill it and just never could. Like, I think Bilgewater is genuinely just like the jack of all trades, but like master of none besides sea monsters. Sea monsters is like the one thing that they are extremely good at, because they're just like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up now. Ruined Rex. I haven't seen this one actually. Can really target enemies each. Oh, if it's dead or gone, deal one. Okay. I haven't seen some of the newer Ruin cards just yet, but still, they're just kind of crazy. But at the same time, I wouldn't exactly call them overpowered, to be completely honest. But I would say that the issue arises with them when you get to, like, the lurk or the deep. See, I think the regular builds where it's just kind of like powder cakes or a lot of shit ton of fucking spells, they're okay. They're definitely good when paired with certain things, but that doesn't make them overpowered. Like, you're not overpowered if you're paired with certain things. It's not an imbalance when you need certain things to be good. But then there's deep. Now, yet again, deep is nothing that insane. But if you have a toss build, I generally don't lose to toss builds, depending, but I did the other day, surprising enough. But if you have a toss build and you have like a Maokai Nautilus, which just seems to be the only toss build that's viable, and you just go deep and then you throw out a Nautilus and you have every sea monster under the sun and they just fucking obliterate your soul, yeah, that happens. Or you run out of cards because they have Maokai, and then you just lose the game because you're out of cards. Now, I don't actually like the fact that you lose the game. I feel like it should be like, oh, you lose 1 health per round. No, you're still going to lose. But, meh. And then there's fucking Pike. Pike is a broken piece of shit. Pike is a broken piece of shit. Because it's just stupid. This right here, when I kill an enemy, I strike the weakest enemy. I have had a time where Pike attacked and hit 1 enemy. And I was running an ephemeral deck at the time, so as you can imagine, most of my units did not have high health. So what happened? He then hit every single enemy and wiped my entire board twice. Not once, but twice. Because he wiped it once from playing Death from Below. That caused him to strike every enemy. Then I used a card that resummoned my units, and then it was ephemeral deck, so when I attacked, a shit ton of more units spawned, and then he attacked again. Which he didn't even attack, he blocked. So I feel like a block and a attack should be 2 different things, but since it's a strike, it doesn't fucking matter. Where he then wiped my entire board again, and then hit me again. So I think that Lurk is a very special case, because there's only 1 Lurk deck you can really do, which is Pike and Rek'Sai. But it can definitely be very strong. The Village Water I really don't think is that insane. I do think that they still have more kind of overpoweredness in a sense. I guess they're kind of, I would say, equal actually with the Shadow Isles, because yet again the Shadow Isles really doesn't have anything that's that groundbreaking except for their newest card, Viego. That's it. And yet again, honestly, leveling him is not that easy of a task. It's not that hard, because as again is Shadow Isles, your goal is to murder everything. Then let's go to Piltover. Piltover, I kind of think is like equal to some extent. I think Vi is fucking stupid. Oh yes, let me just punch you real quick and do 5 damage. It's kind of like Lee Sin, where it's just fucking stupid. But for the most part, there really isn't anything that insane. Like, Echo is kind of strong. Teemo, like, you can have poke builds where you just want to slowly whittle them down or poison them to fucking death. You can have an Echo and Shuriman build because you just want to keep on predicting thousands of times. You can have a Jinx build and just blow up the fucking Nexus. I've had a few strong Victor games where like the man made this Victor the strongest thing under the sun, but then I just one-shot it, so it didn't really matter. Heimerdinger I really haven't seen, to be completely honest. And then there's Vi, which is stupid, because God, when she hits for 10 and she just does a shit ton of damage, you know, every single time she hits a unit, she hits your Nexus 5. That's 4 rounds of her attacking that kills your Nexus. Besides that, I really don't think they have anything too insane. The poison puff clouds are very annoying, but nothing that insane. The augment and created cards are nothing that crazy. But I'd say Piltover and Zaun's theme is I want to hit your Nexus. It is the best way I could possibly put it. It's like, I'm going to hit you. Like, I'm going to damage you, whether it's poison, whether it's just shooting it directly, whether it's some sort of augment. I'm going to hit your Nexus, and there's nothing you can do about it. But Yeah, where like they just want to keep getting as many cards as possible. They can discard cards. They don't really care. They're gonna hit your Nexus, whether it's through like a caustic cask, or through some other way. Defective Warbot. That's one of the ruin cards. I have no idea why I said it aloud. I was just thinking, oh, that's one of the new ruin cards. And then like me just talking was like, oh yeah, you should say that. Similarly, that's like, hey, strike the Nexus. Like, a lot of your shit is, hey, I'm going to strike your Nexus now. Try and stop me. Oh wait, you can't. And I really don't think that they're that insane, to be completely honest. As I said, like, they're nothing compared to some of the bullshittery I'm going to be talking about later on. But I do think that, you know, like, the poison is a bit much. Then I'm going to like the regions that I don't think are that broken. Then I'm going to Shurima. Now, I haven't really fucked with Ashan yet. Akshan, I don't know why I said Ashan. But his shit is looking crazy. Like, genuinely fucking crazy. Look at all the shit tools this man has. But I haven't dabbled with that just yet. Now, yet again, back what I was saying with Lurk. I think Lurk is kind of evil and a little stupid. I understand that, yes, Lurk only works with Lurk. And I don't like that concept. One thing I really liked about Runeterra before they actually did the Lurk update is how 99% of the cards can work with one another. Like, it doesn't matter what two regions you pick, you'll find a capability of having them work together in a multitude of ways. Lurk is... I guess, okay, Toss was another one that actually didn't do that, but Toss is Toss. I don't know what to say about Toss. Where it was like only Nautilus and Maokai that could really do it. But now, it's only Rek'Sai and Pike that can do Lurk. And Lurk, I don't think is necessarily broken. I think it is a little strong, especially with Rek'Sai, because Lurk, when she is lurking, not only do they automatically gain 1 just because she is lurking, but they also automatically gain another because she specifically is the one lurking. So I do think it is a bit strong, but I don't think it's anything insane. Now, I would say that Shuriman's is, like, their main point of focus is... landmarks and, hey, I'm going to fast forward time and just fuck you up. Because they have a shit ton of different landmarks that they can play, like with Talia and such. And they have so many different ways of, like, outskilling you. Like, they're just landmarks and counterplay. It's like, oh, I'm going to summon this unit, which does this, and then I'm going to do this, which does that. And then there's, like, Go Hard, wherever the fuck that card is. Which just, I'm going to deal 5 units to literally everything. But overall, they just have a shit ton of landmarks and a shit ton of, like, counterplay. Even if they call the pack. It is a Lurk card, so it is specifically with Lurk, but you can use it in other decks too, and just be like, bam. Now, yeah, I understand create 2 random Lurkers isn't going to happen, but still... It'll do something where they're just going to draw more cards or have more cards to throw out, or they're going to challenge you, or they're going to just completely destroy you. They're going to evaporate you. They're going to advance their landmarks. They're going to empower things, or, well, like here's empowering. They're all about just kind of counterplay. Now, I would say that there's kind of a handful. There's a couple cards. I don't think Azir is broken. I think Azir really is broken. That if you play that, you're an evil person. I don't think Sivir's broken. I fought against a few decks that was like a Sivir LeBlanc deck that I've heard right now is really strong, but honestly, I really didn't think it was that insane. It was a bit annoying towards the end when I did lose, but it wasn't like how I've lost to like Gnosis Thresh. But, and Renekton with his Overwhelm can be a problem in certain cases. I've had, but that's with another region that I still need to talk about. But Gnosis is definitely strong. I don't care what anyone has to say. Gnosis is so fucking strong. One of my primary decks has Gnosis in him because every single time you've slain anything, he gains 1/1. Which, okay, that's the thing that's insane. If you're running a normal deck, then okay, that's only every time you kill an enemy. Now, you can only kill an enemy if they play an enemy, and you can only kill it if you have higher attack. So it's nothing that crazy, but it also counts if you slay your own units. So, like, there's been games I've had a Gnosis be like a 20/20 or 24/24, where he's just going to fuck you up and there's nothing you can do. And then when he finally attacks, all enemies have -1 to their attack. And if you have the gall enough to raise the Sun Disc, or have one of like the abilities where all of your ascended allies level up again, they have -3. Plus he has a spell shield, meaning I can't even fuck him up with a spell like, oh, just kill an enemy. Plus that raises him to 10/10. Now imagine him already being at like a 20/20. He's now, that's 7 more. He's at a 27/27 status. And his Siphon Strike, fucking all champions everywhere 2+2? Jesus Christ. Like, use that on Gnosis when he's at a 20/20. There is not a damn thing the enemy can do. There is not one spell that they can use that is gonna be like, oh, I guess they could frostbite him. But yet again, he has a spell shield, so unless they already frostbite him once, it's not gonna happen. And then there are some later on cards. Like, honestly, most of this stuff, like, is really not that insane, except for a few things that can happen. So there's a lurker card that like makes all of your all your lurker cards attack enemy lurkers, and it's just a bastard of a card. But that's besides the point. Where the vast majority of it is just like, I'm going to counterplay you in some way, shape, or form that actually takes a decent amount of skill to use. And here's the card, like ascend the other allies. But then there is this card. Now this card, yet again, I do think it's a little broken, not gonna lie. Because if you've slain 13 units, which yet again, like, if you have a Gnosis in your hand, it's not that difficult, because that's gonna level him up too, then he just kills all enemies and makes a copy of himself. So now there's 2 different 8 attacks, fearsome. Now 5 health isn't that much, but yet again, he kills all enemies. There's 2 of them now, and they just wiped out your entire board, except for champions. It is only followers, but yet again, most champions aren't going to survive an 8 attack either. Some champions don't even have enough defense or attack to where they could block it because he's fearsome. So overall, I don't think that this region is that broken, but I do think Gnosis is a wee bit. Lurker is kind of strong, but yet again, it's like right circumstances and only works with other Lurker. And that card is just a wee bit evil. And I've never, ever in my life seen or played a Sandstone Chimera. So, just keep that in mind. I think that this card will definitely fuck. It'll definitely will in the future. But as of right now, I really haven't seen any like strong deck utilizing it that well. Okay, now we're starting to get into things I find a little bit more broken. So, these are the 3 that I find the most. Well, okay, I forgot about Targon too. These are the 4 that I find the most. So, Noxus, I really don't think is that bad, but it is a little annoying. Now, I think that their champions are not their problem. Usually, there's like every region where I find there's like one champion, like the Shadow Isles, it's Viego, Bilgewater, it's fucking Pike, Shurima, it's Gnosis. Noxus, I really don't have that big of an issue. I kind of wish Darius had more of an effect. He's literally just, hey, I hit hard and I overwhelm, and then I hit harder. Cool. Where most of them really isn't anything that insane, including Riven. Riven is kind of interesting, but yet again, I really don't think she's that insane. Where Noxus's kind of thing is actually a bit like Zaun's, if I'm being completely honest, where like, I'm going to hit your Nexus. I'm going to kill your units, and I'm going to hit your Nexus. There's nothing you can do. Because there's all these enemies that like, oh, strike an ally to do more, and then spawn more allies, or Like this, like Last Breath. Deal 1 to the enemy nexus. There's a card up here. Let's say, attack. Deal 1 to the enemy nexus. Then there's shits like this, where there's like the Swain cards, where stun an enemy. Deal 1 to the enemy nexus. Deal 1 to an ally, 2 to an enemy, and 1 to the enemy nexus. It will never surprise you if they're hitting something on the enemy nexus. Oh, yeah, right here. Deal 2 to an enemy and 1 to an enemy nexus. And then they have a shit ton of Overwhelm. I have never really had that big of a problem with Legion Marauders, except for one time a person had a Legion Marauder deck, and they summoned like 500 of them, and they did so much damage. And then like even having cards like this where they just overwhelm you. But for the most part, they're not that insane. Deal 1 to the enemy nexus, you then deal 1 to me, to all. When I'm summoned, deal 1 to all of their allies. Okay. Where they, for the most part, they just want to build a impenetrable army that's going to fuck you up. Like a lot of there are quite a few cards actually that are like this, where it's like grant me 1 run for each other ally you have. Now at max you can only gain 5 and 5, but that's decently strong. Where you can have like 6 units all gaining power off of one another, all with overwhelm, and a couple of, might of them even have like deal 1 to the enemy nexus in some sort of way. And then there's just decimate. Decimate I do find a little broken. I understand it's a 5 cost, so that's kind of high. The max you can use is 2 of them per round at like 2 5s is 10, so at round 7, if you have all 3 of your mana gems filled, you could use 2 of these and be out. Even at round 10, you can still only use 2 of them, because then you're only going to have 3 mana gems left. Now I do find it a little broken, because there's nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can do is either stop the spell entirely or heal your nexus somehow. But yeah, or it's just going to strike your nexus. Retired Reckoner, isn't he literally right? Ruined Reckoner, Retired Reckoner. But yet again, we're like nothing is that insane until you start getting to the end. Okay, overwhelm, 0 attack, but every time I attack, give me 4 more attack. Captain Farron, create 2 decimates. You know, that ability that I was just talking about. I genuinely don't understand why he has 8 attack and 8 health. This is one thing I wanted to talk about, yet again. I didn't think it was that important until I started getting to some of these higher up regions. I don't understand how certain cards, they are just like, oh no, yeah, fuck you and your cost. Because there are certain cards, like, you know, we'll go to the Shadow Isles, just real quick. Let's take out Noxus. Where, okay, Ladros, 9 attack, 6 health. 6 attack, 6 health, 8 cost. 8 attack, 6 health. If you look at the vast majority of these cards, like, yeah, I understand they have some other effect. Kill an ally, kill an enemy. Or you spawn one of the encroaching mists. Or you drain something. 5 costs, you kill an ally to summon a 2 cost more, another ally. Okay. Yet again, though, usually they're always lower. Now this one I kind of understand, but you have to kill 2 different allies. Now I get it that to an extent, under the right circumstances, they're going to be a lot stronger, but that's only under the right circumstances. So how come for these cards, you can actively see that whatever the cost is, that they become like their power and attack are lower? Or like a spell. What's one? Like it's a 9 cost to kill all units, or a 9 costs to do this. When then there are other spells like Decimate. That's a 5 cost just to do an instant 4 damage to your Nexus. Where I just don't understand how he, not only, yeah, he's an 8 cost and Decimate does cost a decent amount of mana, but he's an 8 cost to automatically overwhelm, having 8 health and 8 attack, Plus, he could then strike your Nexus even more. Which, yet again, if you have at least 2 mana gems, you could play Captain Farron and then use Decimate to even do more damage. And then there's this shit. Now, I don't think this guy's that overpowered, but because like he does have the drop off here, but he does have Overwhelm, so he could just pick someone with 1 health and just fuck him up. Like the Leviathan, automatically summon a Swain. The only shit that normally does that is, you know, like a character spell. Like if you have Swain's spell, I don't know what the fuck it is, but yeah, no. Deal 4 to a unit if it's damaged or stunned. Okay, and then create a Swain. But then, yeah, just create a Swain. And then at round start, deal 1 to the enemy Nexus 3 times. Which I don't understand why it can't just do 3 to the enemy Nexus. But whatever. And then you have this motherfucker. Like, what the hell is this? Bringer of Ruin. 5 attack, 12 health, 10 cost. Okay, 10 cost is very high. I will definitely give you that. 10 cost is very high. Increase my power by the total power of all allies. As I said, Noxus wants to build a giant fucking army and then hit you with it. So, okay, you just have, let's just say you just have a Captain Farron and a Bringer of Ruin, because I'm not even going to try to say that. 5 plus 8, that's a 13 attack unit with 12 health. Between the two of them, you have to block 21 damage and somehow do more than 20 health. What the fuck? Plus, they're both overwhelmed, so you can't just throw some little fucker out there and be like, oh yeah, block this for me. No, because they're still going to hit your Nexus anyway. I've had a time where they had all 6 units out, and this guy had like an attack of like 30. Now, I used the ability just to flat out kill him, because I was like, I ain't fucking with you. But yet again, that's very difficult to do, and there aren't many abilities in the game, besides in the Shadow Isles, honestly, that just flat out kill someone. And even in the Shadow Isles, usually it comes at a sacrifice. Or, you know, it's a 7 cost card if you just want to flat out kill someone. But you can do it other ways, but then it comes with a sacrifice of, hey, I have to kill my units too. Really, cat? I'm recording here. I'm leaving that in the video, I don't care. Where they're going to fucking hit you, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Then let's go to Ionia. So Ionia and Freljord, these ones, like, these 4, I think, are pretty equal for the most part. I think that Shadow Isles and Piltover are kind of lower on the totem pole. And now, honestly, you know, I'll give all of them are kind of equal. Because Shadow Isles kind of jumps up there now that they have Viego. But these 2, fucking stupid. And these 2, extremely fucking stupid. Okay, let's start with their champions. You know, who's overpowered of my champions? Irelia. Why? Gain a free attack every time, then obliterate me? Yet again, paired with Azir, it's the craziest fucking shit ever. Lulu isn't that bad. Shen. Just give him a barrier. You know, what's a barrier gonna do? Oh yeah, block attacks. Even spells. Like, I thought that a barrier, you know, not being a spell shield, wouldn't block spells. No, it does. It does. You know, just fuck it. I really don't think Yasuo is that strong, to be completely honest, because 9 out of 10 times, it's really nothing that insane. It's been very rare that I ever actually see a Yasuo get leveled up. Most times I can either kill it beforehand, even though it is a quick attack, because 4 and 4 really isn't that insane. And unless he's paired with Leona, he doesn't stun that consistently, to be completely honest. And Karma. Fucking Karma. So to become enlightened, you just need to hit 10 max mana. So that's get to the 10th round. Okay, random spell from your region. This shit is whack. When you play a spell, cast it again on the same target. Okay, there's a lot of fucking spells in this game. Now, there are some that really wouldn't be that useful. Such as if you're in the Shadow Isles, any of those really aren't going to be that useful for the most part. There's a couple that would be, but for the vast majority, yeah, not going to be that great. But then even this. Now, yeah, that's not really going to be that useful, to be completely honest. Heal an ally or your Nexus 3. Okay, so let's say you have a Nexus with a health of 3, and you use Health Potion. Bam, it healed 3. But then she used that same spell again. It healed 6. Okay, let's say you're with like Lux or Jinx. They use like super mega death bomb. I think that's what it's called. Or the Lux laser. They're gonna use it again. And guess what? If they already killed whatever unit they hit, it just hits the fucking Nexus. And then there's Lee Sin. Now, Lee Sin I find a special case. Give me Challenger. If you cast another one, give me Barrier. So yet again, he just gets a free Barrier, which is cool. But then there's his upgraded form. And I Dragon Rage enemies that I challenge. That's fucking stupid. So Dragon Rage. An ally kicks an enemy into the enemy Nexus, striking both. If the enemy survives, recall it. So not only does he kick your ally into your Nexus, so he's now does 4 damage at least, unless, you know, he could be getting buffed by something. 4 damage at minimum to your Nexus, but then add to your unit too. And then forcing you to recall it too, so now you have to spend whatever mana it is to get it back. Then they have the other thing that I really hate, that really only Ionia has. Now, there are other regions that have maybe 1 or 2, but elusive. Fucking elusive. I understand, like, Bilgewater has their one... What's it called? Why can't I think of the name? Bilgewater has Fizz. And... not Noxus. What's it called? Why can't I think of the name? Piltover has Teemo, but that's about it. Like, give me elusive this round. I'm summoned. I'm just elusive. This card, yet like 1 cost, 4 attack, 3 health. I understand. He's ephemeral. He's going to die at the end of the round. But that doesn't mean that he should have 4 attack, 3 health, just because. It's a 1 cost. That's fucking simple. They have this shit where, like, just summon and then give me 1-on-1 this round. So if I summon a shit ton of things, like with Aurelia, then that person's going to be strong as fuck. Elusive. And then lifesteal. Like, why do they have so many lifesteal and barrier shit? Another elusive. Recall something. Blade Dance. Recall something. I understand that's an ally, but yet again, elusive and ephemeral. Just give 3. Just give 3. Yeah, that's fine. More elusive. More lifesteal. If he's enlightened, +4/+4. So that, that I would say is balanced, because 3 here, but still, lifesteal. Grant all allies in hand more. Play grant me +3 or +3. Dragon Spectral. Grant ally +3. They can just buff you out the wazoo. More lifesteal. More elusive. More elusive. Like, Jesus. Yet again, can just completely stop a spell. More elusive. More lifesteal and elusive. This fucking spell, which I'm assuming it's Shen's spell. Bullshit out the wazoo. Barrier lifesteal. What the fuck? Recall a unit. Oh, yeah, that includes your units. Yet again, have an Undying? No, you don't. Double attack. double attack. Draw a Shen. Allies with barrier have double attack. More elusive. Stun 2 enemies. More elusive. Plus buffing your allies. More blade dances. Recall 3 enemies. This is a 9 cost. 7 attack. 6 health. Recall 3 enemies. I just want to... Okay. Recall a unit. An allied unit or an enemy unit. So it has more utility. 4 cost. 9 cost. I get to call, or I can recall a unit for free, plus gain an attack of 7. And guess what? It's a quick attack. So unless your unit survives, it doesn't fucking matter, and you're not going to hit her in the first place. Not to mention if she has, you know, +2 or plus whatever from any of these other fucking cards. And, you know, even if you were somehow going to kill her... Oh, you guess what? More elusive. Grant people in hand +3/+3. Could have even more. Even if you're going to kill her... Nope, she has a barrier and lifesteal. This region's fucking stupid. Fucking stupid. I would say their whole point of existence is, hey, I'm going to attack you, I'm going to heal off of attacking you, and I'm not going to take any damage. Whether it's through quick attack or a barrier, I don't care. Not only that, but you may have done damage to me earlier. Oh, but I lifestealed that all back. But overall, Ionia, it's pretty stupid. Now I'm gonna, you know, really quick be right back. But for the first quick, it'll be Freljord. Freljord's the next one. This shit, dumb. Fucking dumb. Everything about Tryndamere, dumb. 8 attack, 4 health. Why? Why would they give this to him? Why the fuck does he have an 8 cost, 8 health? Like, if anything, this should be reversed. He should have a 4 attack with an 8 health. That's why it's actually fucking difficult to kill him. But no, then we want to increase him, give him fucking tough and fearsome, plus overwhelm, increase his attack, and increase his health after he's died. Because, you know, that's how you level him, is by killing him. So you don't want to kill him, but you want to kill him because he's overwhelming. And it's hard to not kill him because he only has 4 health. And then you have this shit. Battle Fury. Grant LA 8+4. That's forever. That's forever. What the fuck? Broken. Broken as fucking shit. I understand it's an 8 cost. That's 8 attack. And 8 and 4 health. Forever. Use that on someone that can regenerate. Oh, guess what? They're never gonna die. Okay. But as I was saying, just Tryndamere. Just fucking Tryndamere is goddamn stupid. Why? Why is this a fucking thing? Why? Why is he allowed to do this? Why does he just get 8? Like, why is this a spell? I understand it's an 8 cost. Okay, 8 cost. But for 8 attack and 4 health on anything. I once played against a fucking Renekton. This Renekton used 2 of those. There was not a damn thing I could do. He just overwhelmed me. Because he has overwhelm. There's just random shit like, oh, buff the next guy. Then Yeti decks are just some of the biggest fucking bullshit things ever. Every time you use a spell. +2, like, really? +2 to your guy, -2 to them? Like, I understand it's only that round, but that means they literally do nothing. Give regenerate. It just gives it to him. Or +2 and 2 on someone that already has it. Just really? You just want to give someone regenerate? You know, they can regenerate their health every single round. So if they have like 12 health for whatever fucking reason, you can't fucking kill them unless you just insta-give them. Really? Give an ally +3/+4. Okay, that one's only this round. But let's think about this. 4 more. You get a 4 more cost. It costs 4 more. Okay, that's a decent amount. 4 more. For 5 more health or attack. Plus, if you use it when you already have Tryndamere out, then you get another Tryndamere in your deck. Like, what the fuck? This guy gives literally 1+1 to everything. Everything. Now, I understand it's not everything everywhere, but still. Whenever you have a frozen thrall, the countdown just fucking ends if it's below 4, which 9 out of 10 times by the 5th round, it should be below 4. And it just keeps fucking going. And this play, if you behold an 8+ card, every time I take damage, when there's other cards that like, oh, where the fuck is it? I'm gonna see. Oh, this card. Yeah, give +3/+3 to someone that's damaged. Whoop-de fucking doodah. I'm not gonna lie, I don't see the card. I'm pretty sure. Oh, here it is. Yeah, every time you take damage, give him +1 and tough. Like, what the fuck? Where this guy, obliterate all landmarks or deal 2 to all other units. Why? Obliterate each enemy to summon a frozen tomb. Obliterate all followers with 4 or less power in play and in hands. In hands. Plus they have regenerate with 10. So if you use the other regenerate thing, now they're at 12 and 12. Yetis. Yetis are just fucking ridiculous. The ancient Yeti, the enraged Yeti, the ice Yeti. Literally, I played a person with a Yeti deck. By the 3rd round, they had all 3 of these. I don't even understand how the fuck they did it. They threw out one of the little fucking Yeti dudes. Yeah, one of them. Then, I didn't even kill the dude yet. He used a different ability that caused, like, if you have a Yeti. Yeah, for the top 4 cards in Johnny Portal, I think he used this card and, like, one other card where, like, if you have a Yeti already out in play, it gives you more fucking Yetis. Like, why? Allies everywhere. Okay, no, allied copies of it. Okay, not as bad. That one, I just saw while I was, like, scrolling. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. But then, literally, by, like, the 3rd round, he had an Ice Yeti, which was frostbiting my shit. He had an Ancient Yeti. He summoned Yetis every 3 fucking seconds. And I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck happened? This guy. He had that guy. Fucking hell. Freljord. Stupid. Now I'm actually going to go back real quick to Piltover. Or, not Piltover. Bilgewater. Why? Because I forgot about something. I forgot about this. I forgot about this motherfucking bullshit. I know I brought this up a little bit before with just Lurk. But I didn't talk about this stupid fucking thing. When I kill an enemy, I strike the weakest enemy. I got wiped twice in 1 round because of this fucker. The other day I played a game. This guy used this spell 4 times with Pike. He leveled him up so fucking fast because literally every time I played a champion, he used this spell, and I really wanted to be like, how the fuck is he getting Pike's Bone Skewer every other round? Like, genuinely, he got it, like, every other round. And what was really annoying me is that should have been the easiest win of my life. Because he was getting none of, like, the actual Lurk cards. He was getting none of these. The cards that, +1. He kept throwing out, like, Lurks, like, every other round. I kept getting off free attacks. And then, I don't know what the fuck happened. But out of nowhere, he just kept throwing out more and more of these and kept striking enemies, which kept giving him more attack. And then he just leveled up, and then he'd keep using the strike, which allowed him to level up, allowed him to strike even more of my units. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck happened? Like, genuinely, what the fuck happened? Okay, now we are finally at the 2... honestly, I want to talk about Ionia a little bit more because, yet again, the other day I fought against some shit, and like I just don't understand the bullshittery. But I'm not going to. The last 2 areas that I just think are bullshit. The last 2 regions that I just think that they have such a discrepancy in cards, such a discrepancy. Targon and Demacia. These 2 fucking places are so bullshit. And what makes it even worse is the fact that they plague with each other even better because of dragon decks. Aphelios' 5,000 fucking weapons and lifesteal and bonus damage and stuns, all the fucking shit. Like, oh man, the one time they didn't even have Aphelios on their team, and they kept playing Aphelios weapons, and they just made someone impossible to kill. And then there's Aurelion motherfucking Soul. This bitch is ridiculous. Invoke is ridiculous. Just pick 3 fucking Celestial cards, and then when he levels up, oh, they just become free. Like, they're 7 costs, but now they're free. And then this ability, deal 15 to all enemies. In what universe is that not going to wipe your board? For each dragon or celestial you have, since, you know, you have Aurelion Soul, that basically means that this is a free cost. Well, not free. Obviously, you'll probably have like 4 or 5 out on the board. That's -2 for every one of them. That's a 5 cost. What the fuck? Like, that's a 7 to 5 cost. Then you have the random bitch. She definitely should be Targonian. Yeah, here. This 2 cost. All dragons cost 1 less. You know, I'm kind of okay with it because it's 2 costs, but at the same fucking time, I am not. Obliterate the weakest enemy. These daybreaks are like, oh no, I'm just not gonna die this round. Stun people. Oh, what else am I looking for? Just destroy a landmark. You know, just break it. They didn't need that. Invoke a celestial card that costs 4, 5, or 6. Like, come on. And these celestial cards are fucking ridiculous. Oh yeah, do damage to me to heal the Nexus. But then you can have the other healing card. The Fangs, another invoke. More Fury cards. God fucking Fury cards. This card right here is just some bullshit. Spell Shield. One of the best ways of dealing with Fury units is with spells. And they're like, nah. Oh yeah, right. No, fuck you. Right here. Oh, you know, it's always daybreak. It's always day. You know, why not? Why not just let my units constantly summon and have some sort of bonus? Reduce the cost of each player's hand by one unit by 0. It's by each player, so it's not the worst thing in the world. This kills a Fury. Enemies the first time each round. Draw another dragon. Oh yeah, I just wanted another one. I thought it'd be great. This motherfucker. Oh yeah, I could use him at the beginning of the round or at the end. 2 units. Or the next dragon or celestial unit you play costs 2 less. 2 fucking less. Yet again, I could throw another dragon out there and it's 2 less. Or celestial. Create a random dragon or celestial follower in hand. Oh yeah, this motherfucker. Why is he an 8 cost? With 8 and 8. But yet he can stun 2 enemies per round. Like, why is he not like an 8 cost with like a 6 and 8, or a 6 and 7, or a 6 and 6, and then still have him stun 2 enemies? Like, I just don't understand. And it honestly kind of irritates me how, like, this is the same thing with a lot of different decks, how I don't have access to these celestial cards. Like, I can't show you. They're bullshit. Like the Scourge. Let me just give all of my allies Overwhelm and +2. Why not? Let's just do it. Overwhelm, a 6 and 6. You know, not that bad. Usually these 10 cost cards that, like, whenever I support something or kill something, my cost goes down. But that means his cost can be free. But the Phoenix, that the first time the Phoenix dies, oh, guess what? I'm just resurrected now. I'm just back. And then there's the region that I believe, and I feel like this is irresputable. Demacia. Just the most broken. The most fucking broken. With Lucian's quick attack, and then, you know what? I just get to rally. I get to attack again and again and again. Fiora, oh yeah, I kill 4 enemies and you lose. How difficult is that for Fiora? She only has 3 attack, so it's really nothing that insane. But when they have a shit ton of, oh, give an ally tough, give an ally 1+1, give an ally a barrier. The ones where it's like, give an ally, just strike each other. You know, you just get to strike each other. So what happens if I give an ally a barrier and then cause them to strike? They don't care. You know, she gets to kill my unit for free, and there's nothing I can do about it. Give an ally a barrier. Rally so I can attack again. Strike. Not only that, but if it's a fucking dragon, heal it too. Not only did it just gain 1 health, because there's no way you're going to pick your dragon to strike something else, but now it's healed. Guard. I've attacked twice. I've just attacked twice, and guess what? I now get to attack more. And another one, just like Trinimir's, this should just not exist. I've seen a dragon fucking use this ability, and they've struck. I had a full board. A full fucking board. I had 6 units out in play, and they threw out 1 dragon that had the capability of killing all 6 units. But I was building if you've seen the previous video, the instant army. So all of them had like 1 to 2 health, but all of them had like 5 attack. 5 or 6 attack. Like, I was either going to kill them, or he was going to use all of his resources to stop the death. And you know what the fucker did? He used this. His Fury card, his dragon, jumped up 6 attack and 6 health and took no damage. It became unkillable for the rest of the game. I could not physically kill it. Jarvan isn't that bad. Lux's final spark is a bit annoying, but nothing that insane. Just Dragon Chow. Dragon Chow on its own, you know, it's not that bad. But considering, you know, it's Dragon Chow, so the next time I play a dragon, it automatically strikes it. So now, because a dragon has Fury, it's going to gain 1 more. Cool. You know, I just get to summon a Dauntless Vanguard. Now, honestly, I feel like this is kind of stupid, because it's one of those cards where I just think, like, why? Why not just have a Dauntless Vanguard? Maybe summon a Dauntless Vanguard, and then he gives you this spell so you can summon another one or some shit. For Mo fucking Demacia. Oh yeah, everyone gets 3 and 3. Yeah, I understand it's just this round, but yet again, when they can have multiple chances to attack several times, it's a bit more difficult, because that means the whole round, meaning they can attack you twice with everyone having 3 and 3. Not only that, but there's a shit ton of cards that like, oh, I challenge. And then there's shit like Scout, like they can attack you 3 times. If their Scout attacks you once, then they attack you again, then they rally, then they attack you again, and then they can use another fucking spell to attack you again. During this entire time, they could also just give you barrier. Just be like, oh no, I have a barrier. Yeah. Every time you summon anything at all, just for that round, gains +1 and challenger. So now it gains +1, so it could be a dragon. It's now going to increase even further. The Fiora's fucking thing, gain +3 and barrier. That's like almost as bad as the Ionian card, gain lifesteal and barrier. Like, what the fuck? Just repeatedly, just capture, you know. I just capture that ally. You didn't need it, did you? No, I didn't think so. Really? You want to give challenger to a Fury, so now he can pick who he fucks up? Oh yeah. You know, whenever, grant me lifesteal and tough if an ally died. Oh, you know, it's just an ally dying. I could have killed it myself. And guess what? Now they have that. Give other attacking allies 1+1 and fearsome. They gain fearsome. Grant an allied champion or dragon challenger. Yet again, another challenger, another scout. How many times are they gonna fucking hit you? As many times as they goddamn want. Capture a unit or landmark. Fury and scout, so I get to attack you once and then I can attack you again. Not only that, but I could attack you and you could defend me, and you know, whatever happened, I'll strike and then I'll attack again and then I'll strike everything with judgment. Play 2. Dauntless Vanguard. Honestly, I really don't. Give all elites 1+1. That kind of makes it worth it. Give all dragons everywhere. Well, all dragon allies everywhere. 2+2. Dragons always have fury. That means I play this, and now every dragon now has more health and more attack, letting them heal and kill you better, which is just going to give them more health and more attack. When I'm summoned, rally. Ah, yes. Let's attack with Scout. Hit you once. Let's attack again. Hit you twice. I have a guard that's leveled up. Hit you 3 times. I then summon this unit. I'm going to hit you 4 motherfucking times in 1 round. Oh, and guess what? Half my units are challengers, so you probably already died. Grant an ally. I can't take damage or die. Now, this card is definitely broken. And the one game I couldn't... If he... Honestly, I'm really glad that this guy wasn't extremely smart. Because he had like a Demacia, and I think it was a Targon deck. And it was... Basically, it was this. It was... The entire purpose was, I'm going to make one ally so strong that he can't do anything. He had a Garn out, and I didn't kill the Garn in time. And he used this ability on the Garn at like round 5, the second he could. And the entire game, he just kept buffing his guard. But he never once gave him Overwhelm. So every time, like, I could just throw a weak unit out there to block. And then I would attack. And then there was nothing he could really do. And I ended up winning because of it. But still, I can't take damage. And I can't die. So, you know, just one unit becoming fully invulnerable for the entire game. Let's just use that on a dragon. That way, they literally become impossible to kill, and they will be a growing threat for all of humanity. Cool. I wonder what happens when you use this ability on ephemeral units. Do they just die every round and then come back? Probably. Ow. Fuck. A 9 cost. With 9 and 9. When I'm summoned or attack, give all allies barrier this round. When I am summoned or attack. So I'm going to summon you on a defense round, and now I can block any of your fucking attacks. Oh, but now it's my turn, so now I get to attack. And guess what happens? I attack. And all of my units now have barrier. Half of them are dragons, so now they gain health and damage for free. And I'm a 9 cost. But for whatever reason, instead of making things balanced and like lowering my attack or health like they do for other random fucking cards, we're just gonna keep it the same. Like what else? I get to play 2 cards, but why doesn't, you know, each one of them 1 and 1? Like it's a 1 cost. I should have 1 and 1. Like, I kind of get it for the reason of, like, these are cards further down the line. But right here, this is an 8 cost to play, kill the 2 weakest enemies. It's not the strongest enemies, it's the weakest enemies. And I can only do that if an ally died this round. If an ally died. Now, I understand this is the Shadow Isle, so it's extremely likely that an ally died. It's extremely likely. But yet, he has 8 attack and 6 health. Okay, he has Fearsome, so, you know, that's something. But I feel like a cost of 9 with 9 attack and 9 health, giving barrier to all allies, is just a wee bit stronger. Now, I understand that there's always going to be some sort of discrepancy. You can't just make everything the same. There's never going to be a time where everything is perfectly balanced. But then right here, yet again, like another one, like, yeah, okay, might be fearsome, but play, pick an ally in hand, summon an exact copy of it, it's ephemeral. Okay? Now, yeah, that could be, it's 6 and 6. I guess that kind of makes up for whatever you're going to summon. But even if I summon something like this, like, okay, he's ephemeral, he's going to die. He gets that one attack, but what's really going to happen? Now, I will say this one is a bit more understandable with the 6 and 6. But again, like, here's a 7 cost. I kill an ally, kill an enemy. I still have to kill an ally, but I have 6 attack and 4 health. At least give him like 6 attack, 6 health. Like, what the fuck is this? A 6 attack. Okay, I understand he has lifesteal and he has 7. He has more health, but he only has 3 attack. That means the most he's going to heal is 3 to your team. And you know, shit happens. The most attacks he's really going to get off are like 2. This is a 6 cost unit. By the time you play him, it has to at least be the 6th round. By that time, do you know how many fucking units you can play that'll just fuck this guy up? Like, I just don't understand the discrepancy of these regions. Like, I feel like they have a different dev on, or not like a different dev, but like a different team on every region individually instead of having the teams coordinate with each other too much. I feel like they coordinate a little bit where they're like, oh, you know, let's have Targon and Demacia be dragons. Let's have Ionia and Shadows be ephemeral units. Let's have Shurima and Noxus be like, or Shurima and Demacia be like challenge shit ton of units. Let's have Piltover and Zaun and like Bilgewater directly attack the shit out of your Nexus. Or Piltover and Noxus to attack the Nexus directly, a shit ton more. Like, I just don't, like, I feel like they coordinate a little bit with that. But then they just don't coordinate at all for the rest of it. They just don't. I feel like they have their idea for the region and they're gonna fuck you up. Now, like, I understand that I do honestly really like the fact that instead of whenever they play, or like whenever they make champions or cards, instead of just focusing on what that champion is like in the game, because honestly, I feel like quite a few champions should be changed based off of how they act in the actual game, like League of Legends. But instead of going off of how they play in the game, they go off of their lore. And honestly, I love it because I really do enjoy the lore in League of Legends. And I love the fact that they all go play off of how their lore and what they do in the actual universe. But I feel like there's a bit of a problem there, though, because they're really taking that to heart. Because Demacia is like the one where, lore-wise, like, oh, even though they're the smallest army and they don't have that many units, they're often known as like the most well-trained and something like that. So I understand why, you know, their units have the more crazier effects, but I don't think that just means that they should get away with free shit. I don't think that means that they should just be able to challenge everyone under the sun and give barriers to everyone under the sun and and just shit like that. And not only that, but they do have like the mage seekers that detain a hand once you've cast, like that are against spells too. So like, not only do they have spells that are pretty strong, landmarks that are decently strong, but the units themselves are also fucking strong. Right? I'm just sitting here like, I really don't understand what more I can really do. And then like the Shadow Eyes is all about death, so everyone in there is death. But yet again, like I understand, yet again, they're going off of lore. But if you happen to, you know, just stumble across this, like, they're against Demacian soldiers. This motherfucker is fighting Demacians. We were told they called it a Legend's Journey. We were going to for Demacia's future. We sailed with such hope, but all those lives for what? Like, all those lives, this motherfucker is destroying people. But 8 attack and 6 health. Like, if the Demacia in the card game attack the Shadow, I understand the Shadow would be like the strongest fucking region ever because no one would ever fucking die, and every time one of their own units would die, they'd come to their team. And I'm not asking for that. I'm really not. But yet again, lore-wise, the Shadow Owls is fucking Demacia up. Because Demacia keeps attacking the Shadow Owls, being like, we're going to purge this evil. But then they keep getting fucked up. But card game-wise, like, everyone would have a fucking barrier to just be like, yeah, nah, I don't give a fuck. You can try your hardest to attack me, but I will simply defend. Try your hardest to attack these dragons, but they will simply destroy you. Like, it's just gonna happen. Like, I just don't understand it. But that honestly, that's just kind of my little rant. I just really dislike the discrepancy because, like, Bilgewater, Noxus, like, these regions right here are okay. They have good effects. Noxus loves to fucking overwhelm the shit out of you, and definitely has some stronger cards. And the Shadow Isles now does have a very strong card with the Stalking Mist from what's his fucking face, Viego. I just want to find the name of it real quick. Encroaching Mists. Okay, now, like, yeah, they're decently strong there, and then Shurima, when you raise the Sun Disc, can definitely fuck you up hardcore. They can. And, like, I agree that every single region is viable in one way or another, but I really do think that it is just very unfair how these regions just hurt so much more. I can kind of lump Freljord in with these ones, but Ionia, Demacia, and Targon are just way too fucking strong. Like, I genuinely think that 9 out of 10 times, if you are not playing a deck with one of those regions in it, which is kind of terrible for me, because if you look at most of my fucking decks, they don't have these regions, and most of the ones that do, as you can see, aren't that finished yet. Like, I'm still quite working on them. Now, this deck I'm honestly kind of ashamed of so far. I'm like looking at it being like, oh man, it hurts my heart. But just because of how the bullshit that's in it. And honestly, even Akshan, this motherfucker's ridiculous. I don't care who says what. I understand he's a 2-cost, 2/2 with quick attack, standard. Warlord's Palace. Okay. Shit. Warlord's Palace. When you target allies, advance me 1. 8 rounds. 8 rounds is really not that difficult, especially when you're targeting allies. Meaning every single time you buff an ally, they now gain, this thing goes up 1. I've had people complete this as early as round 3. Round fucking 3. And, like, it stays even if he dies. The one time he played Akshan, round 2, okay, I killed him right the fuck away. But guess what? This didn't go anywhere. It stayed. He completed it, like, round 4 or 5, and then it became, the fucking... what's it called? Warlord's Horde. Where's that? Warlord's Horde. And then he just started buffing the shit out of his other units. And I'm just sitting here like, really? Like, why does it stay if Akshan's dead? Oh, man, it was just ridiculous. Like, just the amount of bonuses and bonuses he can give you. Oh, yeah, I get any of this stuff. Make a unit vulnerable. Do this. Spell shield everywhere. It's just so fucking difficult to fight against it unless you are Targon, because Targon and a couple other there's a few regions, but not many, that have the capability of destroying landmarks. But I'm just sitting there like, why? Like, why is this a thing? God damn, I am very sorry. I do think that there are some more broken shit, because honestly, what's it called? Like, Kindred's really fucking annoying to play against. I know that from experience, where, you know, every time something is slayed, she kills something, so she's gonna kill it the next round and the next round. and she just keeps getting stronger and stronger because she keeps getting +2 for every person that she kills, and she just keeps killing more and more marks, and the only thing you can really do is either attack, like force them to attack with her, or kill her with a spell. And like honestly, see both Callista and Kindred are basically the exact same thing in terms of like I've seen 3 allies die. I want to slay things. At the end of the round, I'm going to get my mark. And what really pisses me off of actually Kindred is the fact that when her mark, it doesn't matter if she kills it or not, which I feel like it's just as if her mark is slayed. But I do think that is honestly pretty stupid. I think that it should be if she slays her mark, because that's how it would be. Even lore-wise, that's how it would be. With like her gaining strength. But yeah, we're like, and then she, like, no matter what, anytime that you ever attack with a leveled Callista, then it's just gonna get blocked by the strongest ally. So there's really only so much you can do. So I do think that every region does have at least a couple strong cards. Viego, extremely fucking powerful. If you can level Viego, he is the most infuriating unit to play against. Because by the time he's leveled, he will most likely be like decently up in attack and health from Encroaching Mist, because he gives 1+1 every single time you play one. So by the time he levels up, I'm going to assume he's at least seen 5 to 6 Encroaching Mist at a minimum. So that could be anywhere from like 11 to 12 health or attack and 10 to 11 health. So like you ain't gonna do shit. Now, I'm not going to lie, his spell is shitty. His spell is really fucking shitty. Strike my Nexus, then kill it. Like, I understand Drain exists, and you can heal your Nexus, but that's a really fucking shitty spell. Because most units, you don't, like, that you want to just kill, you don't want to strike your Nexus. Like, there's been times where I am, like, begging for me to, like, get, what's it called? Any of these spells, like Ruination or Vengeance. I am just begging luck to please give me one. That way I can murder the unit that I need to kill. But then I get Viego's card and I'm sitting there like, do I really want to take like 7 damage to my Nexus right now just to kill it? Like, I don't. I really don't. And, like, I understand you can use it on weaker cards, but yet again, I'd rather not take damage to my Nexus just to heal it. There is not that many Drain cards. Like, I will say they have a decent amount of Drain cards, but not enough. Not enough for me to be like, oh, yeah, I'll definitely do that. But, yeah, where it is just very annoying. And he steals your card every single round. And yet again, if it's a champion. Like the one of the few times I have ever beaten Targon, beaten Aurelion Sol, after they play Aurelion Sol, was because of Viego. Like, honestly, he should have won. If he would have attacked, I would have lost. Because he had the Scourge, and he would have been able to challenge all of my fucking units. And I really still, like, wish I could show you guys some of the fucking Celestial cards, but for whatever reason, you can't. Same thing with, like, the Shuriman specialty cards from Raising the Sun Disc. The fact that I can't show those cards is really annoying. I also don't think this should cost 1. I think it should just cost 0, to be completely honest and blunt with you. But I hate the fact that I can't show those cards. But one of the few times I have ever beaten Aurelion Sol was because Viego killed him. Viego just flat out killed him the next round. And, like, I love the fact that Spell Shield doesn't block it, because originally I was looking at it and being like, I'm still going to lose because he has Spell Shield and this is bullshit. The Spell Shield's just going to block it. And then it killed him. And I was just staring at my screen like, oh shit, what the fuck just happened? And I turned the game around completely because I wasn't winning, but I wasn't losing by that much. But when he played a really unsol, I was like, well, I'm going to lose, but I'll just keep playing. And then I killed him. He played several Celestial cards because he leveled a really unsoul the second he threw him out because he had a shit ton of dragons, and fuck dragons. I love dragons, but the fact that they all have fury and they just constantly get stronger is very fucking annoying to play against. It is just ridiculous. But hey, he played it, leveled it, leveled more Celestial cards, and I'm just played more Celestial cards. I'm sitting there like, wow, the counterplay I have right now is so good. And like, I kind of understand the risk versus reward where really unsoul you have to get to round 10, but yet again, 10 cost, 10 health, or jeez, I keep saying that, 10 attack, 10 health, automatically gets at least like 3 Celestial card invokes, a Celestial card that costs 7 or more. Okay, so not 3, at least, 1 Celestial card. Round start, create 1 in hand, so you're gonna get more. Yet again, another still like Celestial card, and yet again they all become 0 cost. So it just becomes very difficult to deal with. And then Aurelian Soul died. And I'm just staring at my screen like, wow. And I attacked, and he blocked, and then next round, another one of his units became mine. And I'm just like, I'm actually going to win this. I have the Celestial cards now. We're like, I'm okay with shit like this. Is honestly, I feel like a bit extreme. But leveling him up is pretty difficult, so I will accept it. Where like a 7 cost, like, okay, you can have less attack and more health. You can have more attack and less health. Like where's the Shadow Isles? There's one card that I think does this actually pretty well. Like these cards, honestly, like, okay, I get 2 single health units. I don't get a 1 health and 1 attack like some of the other fucking shit here. Like, okay, right here, he's a 2 cost with 3 attack and 1, plus he gets another 1 health. Like, it's a good, okay card. It's nothing amazing, but it's good. And then they're just like, I don't know, we're just gonna fuck you up. I'm just sitting like, wow, that's so cool. I'm so glad that happened. That these other units can have 9 cost with 9 attack and 9 health and an amazing ability. When these units have like 7 and like, I keep going back to like these ones, but like 7 cost, 6 attack, 4 health, kill an ally to kill an enemy. Like, what if I don't have an ally I want to kill, but I want to play this unit? Okay, too bad. I have to kill one. What if I, like, yeah, any of these? I just don't know. Okay, but thank you all very much for watching. I'm bid you all adieu. I'm gonna end this abruptly because, fuck it.
I just wanna feel free, and I just wanna be me. Yeah, I just wanna go so crazy. I just wanna be a freak. Yeah, I just wanna rise to the top. Yeah, I just wanna go reach the peak. So I've been really well focused on success. Hey, y'all will see. Yeah, you won't see that I will get it. Cause I'm really focused, man. I make it with the rap and I just follow my path. I just follow my passion. To me, this is what's precious. Yeah, in my soul, man, I can feel it. So every single verse, man, I just gotta go and kill it, man. I gotta be the kid. I could be the guy taking you wild. I could be the villain.